This particular one was called 1895, Let's Make History 1895, which was a piece of theatre that we performed here in Milestones, which is quite an odd place really. It's like an aeroplane hangar with lots of buildings in it that go from one era to another. So there's a railway station, there's a woodyard, there's shops, there's all sorts of things.
The project was a play for young people, 14 to 16-year-olds. And it was taking place here in the Milestones Museum in Basingstoke, where a group of about 20 young people, they performed a play specially written for the Proteus Youth Theatre 14-16 group.
And the idea was that we produce a piece of theatre that happened here in Basingstoke in 1895, and that was performed by the young people.
So they took on various characters from various places, like one of them was a railway station master, another couple worked in the co-op, there were a couple of Salvation Army members, there were some urchins who got up to various hijinks.
And I think it's quite a novel thing for people to actually have to walk around, especially somewhere like this, where you're walking from a railway station to the co-op to the woodyard. So the whole idea of the project is to tell a little bit of history about Basingstoke. Some of the actors, the young people, were obviously playing young people, were playing people about their same age, and then others were playing adults. And from a writer's point of view, that's really quite a hard thing to do. You have to put words into their mouths that you believe adults would say, and that adults would have said in 1895.
Basically, it turned out quite interesting because we found how the balance between high status and low status people were acting and how they were treated back in those days.
My role in this project was to assist the director, Affleck, who worked with the young people. So I provided kind of support in rehearsals, helping out with technical things, as well as helping them find their characters, helping them get used to the idea of site-specific theatre, which for some of these kids would have been the first time they've done this kind of work, and it's a very different discipline. The experience of working on this project has given me a more rounded view of working with young people, which is something I'm really interested in, and there aren't a huge amount of opportunities to do at my level. So going forward, I'm going to be able to take the skills of working with young people in kind of slightly different, slightly unique theatre performances, and I'll be able to apply that in my work down the line with other young people theatre companies, which is what I'm really interested in, really passionate about.
If some friends of mine were considering to come to this kind of performance, I would say yes, it's a great experience because it's very different from your average theatre piece. It's more interactive, I believe, and it's just much more enjoyable to see because it involves the audience more.
I think funding for the arts is absolutely vital. If it hadn't been for arts funding from various places, this project wouldn't have happened. And just the last few weeks alone of working on this project, I've seen the enormous difference that it's made to the young people involved in this project. They've become more confident in open air performance. They've learnt a great degree about street performance, which is something that's not actually often focused on in youth theatre, because it will be in a tiny classroom tucked away somewhere without experienced practitioners as opposed to just teachers. And they've had the opportunity of working with Amanda, who's an amazing actress, with Ross, who knows so much about theatre, and they've learnt so much about street performance. That's just something that wouldn't have happened without the kind of arts funding that Proteus have had for this project.
I think having the show at Milestones Museum has made it more interesting. And again, I think if you can look at maybe using other sites in Basingstoke for different performances, it certainly adds something to the production, without a doubt.